My boyfriend argued with everything I said until I agreed with him about breaking up. So my boyfriend Jake literally cannot let me finish a single sentence without correcting me, arguing with me, or explaining why I'm wrong. And yesterday, I finally turned it around on him. This man would argue with me if I said the sky was blue. He'd say actually it's more of a cyan, and launch into a lecture about light wavelengths. I'd say I'm hungry. He'd say no, you're not. You just ate 3 hours ago. You're probably just thirsty. I'd say I liked a movie. He'd explain why it was actually terrible, and I just didn't understand cinema. Every opinion, every feeling, every thought I had was apparently wrong and needed his correction. The most annoying part was he'd phrase it like he was helping me be smarter. He'd start with actually, or well technically, or let me explain why that's not quite right. Like I was a toddler who needed basic concepts explained. I once said my head hurt and he goes, it's probably not a headache, you're likely experiencing tension from poor posture. Like he was inside my skull feeling what I felt. He argued about the dumbest things too. I said I saw 12 birds on the wire outside, and he made me go back and count them to prove there were only 11. I said the restaurant was about 5 minutes away, and he pulled up Google Maps to show it was actually 7 minutes. I said my mom called me twice, and he checked my phone log to point out she called 3 times, but I missed one. It was exhausting. I started not talking just to avoid the corrections, but even silence wasn't safe because then he'd argue about why I was quiet, saying I was being passive-aggressive or moody, when really I just didn't want to hear another lecture about why my thoughts were wrong. Last week I tested him and said something completely factual, that the capital of France is Paris. And he goes, well actually it depends on what you mean by capital, because historically there were different administrative regions, and went on for 10 minutes. He couldn't even let me have Paris. The breaking point was building for weeks. Every time he corrected me I'd just say okay, but I was keeping track. 73 corrections in 1 week. 73 times he felt the need to explain why I was wrong about something, including my own feelings and experiences. I started writing them all down in my phone with timestamps and everything. Then yesterday we're at his friend's birthday party, and I'm telling a story about my coworker. I said she was about 30 years old and Jake immediately goes, actually she's 32, I looked her up on LinkedIn in front of everyone. His friend Tom goes, dude, why do you know her exact age? That's weird. And Jake starts arguing with Tom about how it's not weird to be accurate. I saw my opening and said, you know what, Jake? You're absolutely right about everything. You're right that I'm too emotional. You're right that I don't understand movies. You're right that I can't count birds correctly. You're right that I don't know when I'm hungry. And you're especially right when you said last week that we're not compatible. He stops mid-argument with Tom and goes, wait, what? I never said that. I pulled out my phone and read from my notes. Tuesday, 8:47 p.m. You said we're not compatible because I don't appreciate intellectual discourse. Wednesday, 2:15 p.m. You said we're not compatible because I'm too sensitive. Thursday, 6:30 p.m. You said we're not compatible because I don't challenge you mentally. Should I keep going? The whole party was silent, and Jake starts doing what he always does, arguing that those comments were taken out of context, and he didn't mean it like that. I said, oh, so now you want to argue about your own words? Cool. Let me read the other 70 corrections you made this week. Number 1, Monday morning, you said my coffee order was wrong and I should get Americano instead. Number 2, Monday afternoon, you explained that my favorite color isn't actually purple, it's lavender. Number 3, he tries to interrupt saying this is ridiculous and embarrassing. I said, what's embarrassing is dating someone who thinks his girlfriend is wrong about literally everything, including her own favorite color. You know what you're right about though? We're not compatible. I'm breaking up with you. He immediately starts arguing that I can't break up with him at his friend's party, and that's not how relationships work, and we need to discuss this. I said, oh, now you want to discuss something instead of just telling me I'm wrong? Too late. But don't worry, I'm sure you'll find someone else to correct. Maybe someone who doesn't know what color they like or when they're hungry or how many birds they saw. Good luck with that. Tom actually started clapping and goes, finally someone shut him up, he does this to everyone. Jake tried to follow me out, still arguing about why I was overreacting and making a mistake. I said, you're right, it was a mistake. Dating you. See, I can admit when I'm wrong, can you?